Hey y'all, it's your girl Nyesha Stone, the founder of Carvd, your weekly source of positive news. And today I'm at the Inaugural Global South Film Festival in South Fulton, Georgia. And this is a 4-day event celebrating filmmakers in the African diaspora. So please make sure to stay tuned for our positive news coverage. And remember, in the end, everything will be carved in stone. You have been named the 25 New Faces of Independent Film, but I was doing some research and you study physics and astronomy, right? How the heck did you get from that to film?
You know what? It came down to just me. Do you want me to hold this? No. Okay, sorry. It came down to me really wanting to tell my own stories and see people like look like me and represented my culture on screen because I never saw it before. And I was getting far more interested in the stories of people as opposed to the stories of science and the stories of scientists. And it seems crazy, but it was totally organic in the moment how that all happened.
Well, I love that, and I'm glad that you're here. So talking about your film, it's inspired because one of your parents had an illness. So how were you able to put your personal experience into this film? Like, was it hard for you? Was it soothing for you? Like, what was that journey like for you?
You know, at times it was really difficult, but it comes from a really earnest place, a really honest place. And making the film really was a form of therapy in the end. I relived moments that I had with my own father up on the screen, but even on set, over and over and over again, retaking things, it really caused me to make peace with a lot of things and a lot of things that I had to deal with.
I'm glad you got to make peace. So the film is called Doubles, and it's after a Trinidad snack, right? Describe the snack for me. What is the snack like?
Well, it's like 2 round flatbreads, probably around the size of your palm, and inside is filled with like curried chickpeas and various toppings like hot sauces and chutneys, which really is what make it special. And it's like available everywhere in Trinidad. It's kind of like the main street food. Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. And it's sort of like the great democratizer food in Trinidad, which is really important for me in terms of telling the story.
I love that. Well, my last question for you is, to the people who haven't seen this film or have never heard of it, right? What do you want them to get from it? And can you describe the film a little bit as well?
Yeah, it's a father-son story about a Trinidadian street food vendor that has to travel to Canada to confront his father, who ends up, being fairly sick and is about to die. And it's about the two of them coming to terms with one another. I'm not too interested in people learning something from the movie. What I'm interested in is people feeling something and having some sort of emotional response. And if they've done that, I've done my job as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I love that. Well, I did say that was my last question, but I do have one more question. To anybody that's in a different field, right? Whatever it may be, how you went from astronomy to film, like, could you give advice on like what it's like to make like such a life-changing, transition, whatever it may be? Like, what advice would you give to people who are kind of scared to like kind of just change their life career?
I was at a time in my life where, I didn't really have any big responsibilities. Like, I wasn't married, I didn't have any kids, I didn't have a mortgage, I didn't have any gray in my beard, and I decided to take a chance with myself. There's very few times in your life when you can actually do that. And it was one of those times where I could do that, and I took a chance with myself to change things. And I found out it was never too late to make changes to your life in terms of how you want to live your life.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for making time. Thank you. In the end, everything will be carved in stone.